I really can't get over how perfect this day is, you know. All the kids are here, we're outside, just kind of enjoying everything. Anyway, I am going to give you an update on the garden and everything that's been going on with that. Well, it is the most perfect, lovely fall day today. Brooke has her sweet little Theodore.
I get adjusted here. There you go. Oh my goodness. It's the most adorable rabbit ever.
It actually reminds us of springtime right now because it smells like fresh dirt. And I just love the smell. You think it's gross?
It's gross.
It's not. It's not gross. It smells good. Makes me want to go plant stuff. And the reason it smells like dirt is because they are working up this field right next to us. We're a little confused because we thought that they had it planted to wheat. Look at all that freshly worked up soft soil. It just makes me want to run and get seeds and start planting. Turkeys are doing good. Mr. Turkey's a little agitated because Dylan is here, and he doesn't like Dylan for some reason. Between that and then the tractor passing by every once in a while, it's got him all stirred up.
Careful, he might attack you.
I know.
I really can't get over how perfect this day is, you know. All the kids are here, we're outside, just kind of enjoying everything. Seriously, it's a beautiful, gorgeous day. Anyway, I am going to give you an update on the garden and everything that's been going on with that. First of all, I'm going to show you our little planter box of lettuce and radishes and everything. It is looking gorgeous. Look at that lettuce. It's just beautiful. And same way with the radishes. And there's a little bit of spinach. I've been digging some of that up and planting it over in the greenhouse because I've been wanting it to grow throughout the winter. But I'm having the hardest time getting that spinach to grow in there. Part of it is because I think the dang grubs keep working it up and the spinach dies, and then maybe the environment in the greenhouse just isn't quite right for it to grow. I've been having a little bit of trouble regulating the temperatures there. We'll check out the greenhouse real quick. I'm sure with the sun shining and everything, it's going to be plenty hot in here. Woo, it is. I should have came out here a little earlier and opened it up. Whew. Woo, I hope it didn't get too hot in here for the plants. I can't even see where I'm going. I have to say it's mighty hot in there. But that's one thing. I need to work a little bit on my window opening thing because it doesn't work quite right. And then on the really sunshiny days like this, it gets really, really hot in there. And then on the days when it's kind of more overcast and cloudy, it stays pretty cool in there. But I mean, I think that's kind of the normal thing for a greenhouse like this. It's just one of those things that's just been very challenging to keep regulated. But I know that it's just something I need to experiment with and learn. Now that it's kind of slightly cooled off in here, I'm going to show you. I've got radishes planted there, and they're coming up very well. And these bigger radishes here, those are ones I actually transplanted from that box over there, because when it got really cold and we were gonna have that really hard freeze, I didn't want to lose all the radishes, and I thought, you know, I'm going to try planting some and seeing if it works. And so I just pulled them up and then came over here and transplanted them in here, and it worked. Now, whether or not they produce anything, I guess we'll have to see about that. But so far, I think they're looking pretty good. Then we got our lettuce growing. Got some lettuce over there that needs to be harvested. We've been eating a lot of that lettuce, and it is delicious. For the most part, this tomato plant's doing good, but you can see spots like right here where it got cold, too cold a couple of nights, and kind of died off. But it is producing tomatoes. And then over here is my poor pepper plant. I swear that thing's got at least 20 lives. I transplanted that thing from our pepper patch over there, and I didn't really think it would survive. It kind of got droopy and wilty, and then after a couple days it looked wonderful. Whenever it gets too hot in the greenhouse, it gets all wilty like that. And then I give it a little water and it comes out of it and it looks great. And then these pepper plants here that have been in here the whole season, they're not looking the greatest, but they sure are producing peppers. And so as long as we have peppers to pick, you know, that's all that really counts. Then over here, I think the tomato plants are looking really good, considering I haven't kept it very regulated in here. As you can see, the areas right around where the plastic is at have gotten zapped from the cold. But I've found that any of the tomato plants that are laying on the ground like that are doing great and growing and surviving well. And right here is the spinach. And it's just looking kind of pizzly. I had a lot more plants right over in there, but this little area right here just keeps getting worked up with grubs, and it's just so irritating. Over here's the kale, and it's not looking the greatest either. But I'm thinking that's just from lack of sunlight, because I do have the shade cover over the greenhouse. So what I did is I kind of just pulled this side back and overlapped it a little bit right there. So that way in the morning time we have a lot of sunshine coming in right here, and then as the day goes by we kind of have a little bit of shade protection here when the sun's right up here. And then in the evening time, as the sun comes over this way, we get some full sunlight in here, and hopefully it will hit right down there and help the kale grow better. I'm also considering moving some of the kale right down here, just to see if it will grow better in the sunlight. We are still having problems with grubs. I figured after all that rain that we had that they would have gone away, they would have drowned, whatever, because we had that rain and they got really cold, and then I guess they went deep down into the ground or something. I don't know what they did, but anyway. Now that it's warmed back up again, they have reappeared. If you just look over here where all that dirt is worked up, like right there, for example, that's all signs that we have a lot of grubs yet. And so I've been so wishy-washy on what to do with them, because I'm not really too into spreading some kind of killer around here. But then at the same time, I'm just not wanting to leave them either. I'm wanting to get them killed. I would like to choose more of a natural, organic way of doing it, and that would be to do nematodes or something like that. But I want to wait till springtime before I invest in those, because I read that they don't survive over the winter or when it freezes. And it's getting close enough to that time that they probably wouldn't live very long. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and treat the garden with chemical grub killer just to get it taken care of. And then next spring, I'm definitely going to invest in the nematodes and go from there on it. But I want to get a grip on it so they don't get any worse. Once we treat it, I'll wait maybe a couple of weeks or so, and we'll work on getting the garden fence patched and everything good there. And then we will turn the chickens loose for the winter in here. And then also we have plans to gather a bunch of leaves like we did last year. And then, of course, we'll probably go ahead and add our wood chips over those, and then let the chickens run and work it all up, and then hopefully it'll be good to go next spring. There comes the tractor around. So the question of the day is, as the growing season ends, what is the one thing that you miss most out of the garden? And if you don't have a garden, what would be the one thing you would miss the most? Okay, so Dylan, what is the one thing that you miss the most from the garden?
Ooh. Definitely not tomatoes. Ugh. Probably the green peppers. Or no, the onions. I take that back, the onions.
I miss the onions.
Onions, those are pretty good.
I miss everything. I miss just being able to come out to the garden and just grab whatever I can find and being able to fix
a supper or a meal with it.
Yeah. Probably the thing that I will miss the most would be the tomatoes, but since we have the greenhouse this year, it's a little bit easier. I'm not quite as sad because I've been able to continue to pick tomatoes, so. But I'd have to say tomatoes is what I'd miss the most.
I'm gonna miss tomatoes, black raspberries, and cucumbers and flowers, and watermelons and cantaloupes.
I am going to miss the tomatoes.
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss an upload. Thanks for watching.